Taken in Massachusetts, where things are getting testy in court today, with the defense attorney for a mom accused of killing her 3 kids, pushing back on a witness who said she was surprised to learn that her patient had called the suicide hotline twice in the months before the killings.
Did she call suicide hotlines?
I was not aware that she did.
Did you ever ask her?
I don't think I specifically asked that.
Would it surprise you to know that she called suicide hotline in that time frame, not once, but twice, and was turned away? You guys were in the front line of this, aren't you?
That was Lindsay Clancy, psychiatrist, on the stand, testifying about Clancy's state of mind. Clancy, remember, admitted to killing her 3 children and then tried to die by suicide in January of 2023, but her attorneys don't believe she should be held criminally responsible for the deaths of her kids. Over the course of her testimony, the defense has been trying to cast doubt on the experience of this psychiatrist. They're trying to get at the idea that Clancy's medical providers, her doctors, were the ones that failed her. She was going through postpartum psychosis. The prosecution obviously has made the opposite argument. Let me bring in Misty Marris for more on this and that tension there between the defense and the psychiatrist building over the course of this cross-examination, right?
Yes, absolutely. The cross-examination was very, very aggressive, went through the notes of this provider, Tufts, in detail. And there's a reason why there was so much focus on this particular psychiatrist, Hallie. She treated Lindsay Clancy from September of 2022 through January 23rd of 2023. Why does that date matter? It is the day before the killing. She was in charge of her care and prescribed 12 prescription medications. The defense in that clip making the point that maybe this psychiatrist did not have a full picture of Lindsay Clancy's health. And of course, the defense argument is that being overly medicated and improperly treated contributed to ultimately becoming in a state of psychosis and killing the children. So this was really critical testimony for the defense today.
For the prosecution, Misty, we expect them to wrap up here maybe in the next few days. You and I talked, I think it was last week, that as soon as this week we could see the defense, begin their portion of this trial. Is there anything that you think the prosecution needs to do in order to really make their case clear to the jury? Anything else that they might need to do here?
So from the prosecution perspective, who holds the burden to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt, I still haven't heard what it looks like when somebody is in a state of psychosis. They've done a lot of getting testimony from various people in Lindsay Clancy's life that she was presenting rationally. She was presenting in a way where she could communicate in the months, weeks, days, and even hours leading up to the killing of the children. But the defense has made the counterpoint on cross that somebody can seem that way and still be in a state of psychosis. I would like to hear from an expert who can explain it to me. So from a jury's perspective, they can understand what that truly means for the purposes of the legal standards.
Okay. Misty Marris, we'll talk again. I know. Thank you very much. We should note, of course, if you or somebody you know is in crisis, there's help. Text 988 or text HOME to the crisis text line at 741-741.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.